let's see how long this takes. I've got some malva pudding and custard over here that I'm enjoying. And I know I've had a couple of videos posted already, but I thought I'd do like an introduction video or a more about me video. And I just thought I'd do your old school newbie Booktube Newbie Tag. I don't think I've actually ever done one before. And I know it's totally old school, but that's okay. I'm now part of the old school club apparently. So I've pulled it up. I've got it here on, is it a wiki? Booktube wiki. It's on Booktube wiki. There's 11 questions and let's see how we go. So originally created by Brenda C. on the 5th of February 2014, that video has since been unlisted, but the tag lives on in various different versions, basically. I'm not going to beat around the bush this time around. I sometimes struggle with pronunciation. It's just one of those things. Okay, the first question is, why did you start this channel? And we've already been through that. I did it in my intro, my welcome video. This is a booktube channel mama edition. I love saying that. It's so cool. It's for mamas or people with busier schedules and can't read at a higher pace as most booktubers can, or other people. I read at a very slow pace or a very slow schedule. So if I'm lucky, I can finish 1 or 2 books a year, okay? Last year I read 1 book. This year I've finished 2 books and I'm currently reading my 3rd. So yeah, I'm not going to go into too much detail that if you want to listen to more about why I started the channel, you can watch this video. I will put it in the corner, one of them. Just pick one. We'll figure it out. But anyways, information card. There we go. I found it. Okay, question number 2. What are some fun and unique things you can bring to Booktube? I feel like my idea is a little bit of a niche. It's my niche that I've kind of felt, and I've never had a niche before. I've always either been on Instagram just putting whatever I want on, or YouTube. I started as a booktuber, but just did books, like anything that I liked. Then I just did a vlog channel with my husband when we got engaged, got married, our young selves, and then it kind of just died down. So I've never really had a niche. I've always tried multitude of things. Oh, this is me, please enjoy it. It's life, it's books, it's journaling, it's this, it's that, it's anything. This is the first time I've actually ever had like a set niche, if you want to call it that. And that is I know there's definitely more people who read at a lot slower way than like I do, but I can't find people like that on the internet. And I know they're out there, and I just feel like it might make someone else feel better knowing that even though they love reading and they don't get to it as often as they wish, that they're not alone. And I just want to give that out there to the world, to mamas who used to read so much before their babies were born and maybe struggle now, people who are busy with work schedules and just still love reading but don't get so much time to it anymore, that there's still that love there and that it's still there, if that makes sense. I kind of lost the train of thought towards the end of that. But anyway, moving on. Question 3. What are you most excited about for this channel? Probably just starting up again. Like I said, I'm so excited because I finally feel like I have my correct niche, my correct purpose for YouTube. I've tried TikTok, but I can't edit those things. They drive me absolutely nuts, okay? I can't edit on my phone like that, okay? I can't, no, it doesn't work for me. I have to edit on my PC. I did try editing the TikToks on my PC, but it wasn't working for me either. I prefer YouTube through and through, okay? And now that I have my niche, I'm just excited to get back into it. I'm also feeling a lot more excited because I'm putting way less pressure on it. Yes, I'm excited about my subscribers and my views, but I'm not doing it for that. I'm doing it because I miss it, because it's fun, and it might help someone else. Question 4. Why do you love reading? I didn't always love reading, okay? I actually hated reading. That's like a whole other story. But I hated reading, and then I didn't. When I was about 11 years old, I started reading, and reading for enjoyment or escape. And I just kind of picked it up, and ever since then I love the idea of just binge reading a book, finding friends in fictional characters and different worlds, and that books have what's the word, there's no limit to your imagination when it comes to reading or writing books. Obviously we're talking about reading here, but there's no limit to the imagination. Even if two people read the same book, they're going to see it and think it and hear everything in that book differently, because we're all different, and books just have that type of openness and imagination and escape and characters and emotion, and it's just, there's so many things about reading that is to love. And also the smell of books, like who doesn't love the smell of books, right? Okay, question 5. What book or series got you into reading? Okay, I couldn't give you an answer for this, okay? I started reading, like I said, at 11 years old. And I just started picking up books from the library, and I just randomly read books. I remember reading Jane Blonde. I'll put some photos up here. And I probably read the first 3 books from the library, and I loved that. But my biggest standout is the Twilight series, okay? Yes, the Twilight series. I was probably more high school side, so 13, 14. By then I already started reading, but the standout for me is Twilight. I went to the movie theater, Twilight was showing, I saw it with a friend, and I kind of just loved it. And when I discovered it was a book series, I binged that entire book series and I was done. I think I read all 4 books in like a weekend. It was crazy. I did not sleep until it was finished. So definitely Twilight, but I had previously been reading before that. Just Twilight is the most standout book for me, definitely. My mouthful pudding is getting cold. What is your favorite dessert? That's not one of the questions. That's just something I was asking you. Okay. Question 6. What questions would you ask your favorite booktubers? I'm not sure, actually. I couldn't tell you. I don't think I've got any one specific question for my favorite booktubers. I might have different questions for different booktubers. So yeah, I definitely think I would have different questions for different YouTubers, but if I had to pick one, it would probably be question 1. Why did you start your YouTube channel? And then probably something silly like what's your favorite and least favorite book? I don't know. That was kind of a boring answer. I'm really sorry. What's 7? What challenges do you think starting a booktube channel will be the hardest to overcome? Probably just time, because I don't get time to sit and film. I don't get time to edit. It's just about time and making sure I can get there. But if I don't get time and I do not upload in a week, that's also perfectly fine. Like right now, it's 10 to 9 at night and I'm busy filming. What's going on? Oh, my PC wants me to update it. I'm not going to do that. Thank you. Question 8. When did you start reading? I started reading at 11. To make a long story short, basically, my mom had cancer when I was 7 and she had to go to a different city to get treatment. So every weekend, my dad and my younger brother and I would get in the car on a Friday morning, drive the 9-10 hours it takes to get to the other city, go visit her, see her there, and then drive back on Sunday. Also, she was in and out of ICU, so my brother and I were under the age of 12, so technically we're not allowed in the ICU. We were a couple times, but they were very strict about making us wash our hands and not touching anything, because of how critical my mom was when she was in the ICU. But because we weren't allowed in the ICU, we spent most of the time in the waiting room or in the family room. And that's when I picked up reading, because I had nothing else to do. I wasn't allowed to run around, make a noise, play music. I couldn't play games, nothing. Like, I couldn't even tell you when I started picking up reading. I don't know how. I don't know. Can't tell you all the logistics because of trauma memory that I don't remember. But that is when I basically picked up reading. I was 11 years old. And I basically picked up a book out of boredom and just a way to escape. Number 9. Where do you read? Wherever I can. Pre-baby, I would read anywhere. I would have a book in my handbag and I would basically read in a queue at the bank. I would read in the car. I would read everywhere. I mean, I even went 4x4ing with my dad once on a camping vacation. And he was driving around 4x4ing and I'm sitting in the 4x4, like rocking back and forth, reading my book, and he's yelling at me, "Look at the view, read, put your book down." And I was that one child that the teacher, when I walk in through the door, she's like, "Give me your book," sort of thing. So I would read anywhere. Now, I read in bed, on the rocking chair, rocking my son to sleep, standing in the kitchen with him running around, or sitting on the couch while he eats a snack or something along those lines. What number are we on? 10. What kind of books do you like? This is also something interesting. So most of the time, I always just answered YA. Almost anything in YA. Contemporary, fantasy, sci-fi. It was just YA was my go-to. But I ain't so into YA anymore. I'm still into YA fantasy and sci-fi, but contemporary not so much. I'd probably read a adult fiction now. Still romance and contemporary and stuff would probably be my last thing to pick up, but I love fantasy and sci-fi and classics, mostly children's classics, which is really weird, but I love Heidi and I'm busy reading Anne of Green Gables right now. So yeah, and then I've been slowly moving my way to adult sci-fi and adult fantasy and not just YA. I read The Martian and I love that, and I want to pick up some Stephen King books. I want to read some Brandon Sanderson. So there's a mixture of everything in there. Ooh, I'm sitting on my leg and it's going dead. Wait, mouth for pudding break. What do your book collections look like? Well, this is just part of my bookshelf. This is 2 shelves of 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So this, I've got 7 of them from the top to the bottom. I don't fully understand the question, but that's what my books look like. I don't really have a really neat photo for you, but yeah. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video. Me basically just waffling. And how do I word this? I hope you enjoyed getting to know me a little bit more, and that maybe you'll subscribe. I am on Instagram and on StoryGraph. The links are on YouTube somewhere. I don't know where they keep it, if it's still on the channel banner. Can you tell I haven't done YouTube in a while? I don't know if it's still on the channel banner, but it's definitely in my like about this YouTuber, my bio, my info page, whatever you want to call it. My Instagram and my StoryGraph is there, and you can follow me there as well. Please subscribe, like, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye. I'm gonna eat my mouthful pudding now. Probably watch some more Heartland as well, because I've been really enjoying that.